Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. I can tell this is most likely from AM8/Miguron, so I haven't been in here yet. They sent it with another knife, but I wanted to do it individually because I feel like it's a premium knife. So, without further ado, and without any more elongated, unnecessary talking that's drawn, I'm kidding. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Most likely it's available. I'll link it down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Okay. Let's go ahead and get in here. Get through the barriers here. Alrighty. We still have this issue with not... Make it smaller and spread it. Surely, I keep joking that there's got to be a way to expand that so that we can actually see what the name of the knife is. In any case, the name of it, it's the Flix something ET. Perhaps the Flix-It. The name of it will be linked down in the description. All right. So we've got some more of this material. So we got another. AMA and Miguron are indistinguishable from each other. And we have another knife that, without even opening it up, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a pretty good. It's going to be another B+/A- kind of knife, right? Unless there's some wacky surprise in here. And that's fine. Why is AM8 a company? Why not go with either AMA or Miguron? There was I feel like a while ago, I was under the impression, I do like this material though. I mean, who's with me? Copper, of all the materials that you can mix with carbon fiber, the carbon fiber weave is actually really cool. I like how this looks. The coppery mixed with the black, right? The carbon fiber mascus, whatever we want to call that. I feel like a while back, they had said something like, Miguron was going to fully absorb AM8, and then they were just not going to do AM8 anymore. Perhaps that's not perhaps I imagine that. Perhaps that's not going to be the case anymore. Or maybe it just hasn't happened yet. I'm just really confused as to why we still have both when these are clearly both being manufactured in the same place. And they're, it's like one company should do one thing and one company should do the other thing, right? Okay, we have a... little slot opener and it's really hard to get in there, to be honest with you. So, okay. So this is a good profile. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, right? We got a simple drop point blade. We got a swedge. We have surprise, surprise bead blasting, which is fine. A blasted M390 blade is fine, but we got to experiment a little bit more with finishes and blade shapes, right? This is probably a 7.75 to 8 inch overall blade with a 3.35 to 3.5 inch blade. Overall knife, 3.35 to 3.5 inch blade, right? Probably 3 to 3.25 inches of cutting edge. I'm almost certain that I'm exactly right. It looks good. We have texturing on what is a faux bolster because this is all part of the frame, subframe lock, right? We need a little bit more room to get in here because this, God bless it, is really hard to do, and there's really no reason to have a slot there because the detent on this, yeah, honestly, it's a little bit heavier. Yeah, let's watch this. It takes quite a bit. We either needed a lighter detent. I mean, wow, it does front flip though. Okay, I'll give credit where it's due here. This detent is tuned perfectly for that front flipper. But what I want is a little bit more of a cutout here. You could do it a little more on one side, right? Number one, it will still match. It will still be fine for your finger, right? But number two, it needs to be deeper so that we have better access to this. And that hole should probably be, I don't know, a little taller, a little longer. We need more leverage there. Otherwise, it's just decorative. But because it's positioned in this area, it makes me think, man, God, this finger's strong, okay? It's had a workout over time with knives, right? But I can't get in there and do that. It's a good build, though. I mean, if you are like, I don't really care, I'm going to front flip it, right? Then fine. And also, credit where it's due, this has got a really nice ergonomic profile. Choked back is okay. Choked up is really good. Migron does know how to do a proper choil, so there's plenty of room to get in there and really, choke up, I guess. We have a simple milled clip. Probably could have gone symmetrical and probably could have just milled out one extra hole right there. This is actually, is it nested or is it just sitting on top? Boy, I don't know. It looks like it's literally just sitting on top. No, I think there's a little gap in there. Yeah, they did nest it, which means that they wanted to do the same on the other side. They would have had to carve out a little space right there, right? Could do a filler tab, but a lot of people hate how that looks. We need to figure out how to do a wraparound, right? Maybe even into the, could you do it into the backspacer? I don't know, maybe. Wraparound clip, that way you don't have to mess with the aesthetics of the scale to get the clip on there. But the main thing I'm pointing out here is we need to accommodate for lefties, right? It's a good build, and it is, because it is AM8, because it is Migron. If you're not familiar with these companies, they like to stay within a specific parameter of knife, right? They make a lot, and I mean a lot. Let's measure this and see how close I was. 7.75 inches, 3.35 inch blade, 3-inch cutting edge. On the lower end of what I guessed, but I was right. They make a lot of knives in this general territory, and there's nothing wrong with that. They make utilitarian designs that also have some dressy elements for people who like that with their knives, but don't want to pay an enormous amount of money to get this same build from, say, an American company, an Italian company, right? Somebody who's making knives in Taiwan. These are made in China, which is the only way. This is hard for new people to get around, right? To understand. The only way you can get these types of materials down to this price with this level of execution and fit and finish, because it is very good, is to have it made in China, right? That is the only way. Because if we try to make this exact same knife in the United States, despite, the complaints of many, it's going to cost more money, right? But they like to stay within this specific parameter, this size parameter, this shape. They don't do a lot of different blade shapes. They certainly don't seem to like any other finishes. And they like a good, neat profile, right? They're experimenting a little bit more, it looks like, with some scale materials, and that's fine. But different finishes, different blade shapes, we have a lot of these designs. And Migron and AM8 should not be afraid to go outside of the box, because even if it's going to take away from its, utilitarian profile, it would provide, something, a difference in the portfolio, I guess, to attract, different people. And people like me who unbox new knives every single day, would have something a little bit more to talk about. This is fine though. And I don't want to pretend like this is a bad knife, because it's not. Obviously, the base purpose of a knife, a pocket knife, is a convenient, daily, utilitarian cutting tool. And they make these, and they do them very, very well. This is a good knife, right? I mean, first impressions, it's good outside of not having good access to that hole, especially when the D10 is clearly tuned more for the front flipper. I think this could be remedied even if we kept the D10 the same, by just carving this out a little bit more and making this a little bit more optimal for that slot there. Because the slot is essentially unneeded at this point. But, okay. I'm going to guess it's M390. No, it's S90V. Now, that's a nice little surprise there. One that I should have caught way earlier in the video. This one might cost a little bit more, but it won't surprise me if this is still under $200. Check on their website. Want everybody to keep in mind, Migron and AM8, when it comes to M390, they're a little bit low, in my opinion. But they seem to be hitting their S90V at the same Rockwell hardness as they hit their M390. And for S90V, it is actually optimal to be there. 59 to 61 is actually very good for S90V, right? So for a lot of people, that might be enough. That's cool. That's kind of the wow factor with some of these. I think maybe they should just switch to S90V. Right? If we're not going to bump the heat treat up and get it to where the vast majority of the community is going to want it, right? It's still subjective, right? But in my opinion, M390 is optimized at 60 to 62. whereas S90V is still okay from 59 to 61, right? You're going to get substantially better edge retention in the S90V, and it'll still be stainless and, in my experience, just as tough. So anyways, this is not a review. This is just an unboxing and first impressions. I will do a full comprehensive review of this knife down the road a bit. The other one that I handled had, yeah, Migron is getting better with their action, and the detail on this is really nice. It's nice and clicky. So there are things being improved. I just want to see more chances taken, right, to break that mold that we expect from Migron. Good stuff, though, right? Yeah, you can expect a full review of this down the road. Please, like I said, link down below if you want to check this out. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.